I will say you're quite right. There are many more prosecutions with respect to the blocking of the abortion centers, but that is generally because those actions are taken with photography at the time, during the daylight, and seeing the person who did it is quite easy. Those who are attacking the pregnancy resources centers, which is a horrid thing to do, are doing this at night, in the dark. We have put full resources on this.
I'd almost forgotten Merrick Garland's excuse for why all the pro-lifers are getting arrested and none of these people firebombing the abortion or the pro-life clinics are. Well, because it's nighttime. I say that because 3 pro-lifers were just convicted of blocking an abortion clinic. Joining me now, she has so much to catch us up on. I almost feel bad for her. Julie Kelly. Julie Kelly, I don't even need to introduce her anymore on this show. You do need to go subscribe to her Substack, though, so you can have all the juicy goodies. It's called Declassified. Highly recommend you go subscribe. Okay, Julie, these 3 pro-lifers, it is my understanding, in the interest of fairness, that they were actually physically blocking the entrance on purpose. Do I have that right?
Yes, you do. And I just have to say, listening to Merrick Garland, wasn't that the same excuse we heard about why the Antifa rioters who were assaulting the federal courthouse in Portland for over 100 nights, why they couldn't figure out who those guys were because it was at nighttime and they couldn't identify who they were? I mean, it's just absurd on its face. So yes, apparently, and this goes back to an incident in October of 2020, the blockade of an abortion clinic in Washington, D.C. So I believe that the charges initially were dropped, or the prosecutor at the time decided not to pursue charges. But this is the revitalization of this FACE Act that criminalizes really any protest or attempt to blockade access to abortion clinics. And now I think we have at least 8 individuals in this case who have been convicted by a DC jury. There are a number more who have been convicted and are facing charges. So this is Merrick Garland, Matthew Graves, the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, and Kristen Clark, the head of the Civil Division. This is their way of rounding up pro-life activists, and of course, sending a message to all jurisdictions across the country that if you blockade, or they can make up any story, any evidence that you blockaded it or conspired to blockade it, which was the situation here, you will face up to 11 years in prison. These individuals, including 2 women in their 70s, were immediately taken into custody at the orders of Clinton-appointed Judge Colleen Kollar-Kotelly. So these people are now rotting in a DC gulag waiting to be sentenced, where, again, they could face up to 11 years in prison.